The immortal John Hancock here, and today I'm going to be discussing my YouTube journey and the happy accidents that I've done along the way. A lot of you may not know, but I started my YouTube channel actually 10 years ago. I created it even before that, but I really didn't upload anything. I started off with a Fuji camera, and it was terrible. And all I wanted to do was share my love for video games. I had this crazy game collection, and I just wanted to talk about it. You know, that was a teacher in me. I went to school to be an elementary school teacher, and at the time, actually, I was working in community mental health. And my first video, which the link's going to be below, talks about how big an Atom box is, Atom computer box. It was my first video I did. And you know, I was so excited about sharing my love for video games. It was great, but you know, a lot of happy mistakes along the way. Everything from just lighting and, you know, quality of camera, etc., etc. You know, I was just young and naive and really didn't know really much about what YouTube was or how to do anything. And I did a few videos. But you know, that was really kind of it. I did probably less than a dozen videos, and I put the camera up, and I was working 2 jobs actually. You know, as I mentioned before, I was a community mental health worker for almost a decade, doing various things, working with kids, teens, and adults. Also, at the same time, I was pulling a second job at Portland Community College, where I worked there almost 5 years, commuting long distances, teaching 2 classes. First class I was teaching was Intro to Game Development. The second class I was teaching later on was psychology. The other thing at the time, on top of those 2 jobs I was doing, was organizing Callets Gamers for Kids, which ended up, over its time period, raising over $100,000 for nonprofits in the community. I then started taking some content that I'd created, the nuts and bolts of video game collecting, which was a DVD series I was offering at trade shows, and uploading that to my humble YouTube channel. And I got a lot of feedback from that. At the end of 2015, I was uploading weekly content to my channel. And even then, I was really driven and motivated to share as much as my collection with others. I was really passionate about just talking about video games. I was really excited about it. I made a lot of mistakes along the way. A lot of my early videos were crude. They didn't have hardly any editing, but I didn't really care about that. I just wanted to talk. I wanted to connect with people. It really meant a lot to me to do that, to just get on the camera and talk to other people. It was great. It was great. It was a great way of me. I had a very stressful job situation at the time. You know, looking back, it's like, oh my gosh, I was so busy. But I was able to manage to do it because I loved it. You know, the channel grew, and I learned some new techniques to get better equipment, and I also experimented with things that YouTube offered. You know, one thing is important to note is that YouTube has changed a lot in the last 10 years. They've offered a lot of new things. They encourage content creators, I guess is what they call us, and so hey, try this, try that, you may want to do this, and they encourage those because that helps grow the channel. Of course I want the channel to be grown. I want to reach as many people as possible. I enjoy doing this. I spend a lot of time creating content and going in my game room and presenting that with other folks. I've gotten a lot of feedback, and I try to do the best job that I can with the time that I have. And you know, I along the way, I've made a ton of mistakes. Sometimes I've talked about content that, you know, maybe I could have said it a lot better. A lot of the times when I'm in front of the camera, I'm just doing this ad lib. I try not to have a script. Sometimes I have a script. Definitely today I wrote my thoughts down. But a lot of the times I just do things, because sometimes I feel like being on the fly, sometimes you're going to get the best content out, and it's going to get clearly your thoughts out, and you don't need a script. And sometimes you do need a script, especially if it's a long conversation, something that takes time to discuss. You know, and the happy accidents occur along the way. If you've done YouTube for any amount of time, or as a content creator, you make mistakes. And you know, I'm guilty as charged along the way. That, you know, I've said things, I've done things, I've even presented things, and I look back and say, oh, I wish I would have done that differently. But one thing that I'm not going to do is have regrets. Every mistake has made me grow. Every mistake has made me stronger. I've learned from that. I've overcame that, because I think mistakes are proof that you're trying. You know, I put that on my business card about that. Mistakes are proof that you're trying. It's something that I talk about as a second grade teacher, which is my current job. And you know, that's something that I think is really important, is to admit to a mistake, to not be defeated by a mistake, and to move on from a mistake. And so it's really important that I own up to that, and it's not the end of the world. It's just something that, hey, you know, I make mistakes and I move on. I recognize it, and it's not a big deal. And I know that there's going to be people there to support me along the way. I've been blessed, immensely blessed, with the amount of support I've had with my channel. There's been a ton of people out there that are rooting for me, that like the content I create, and I do my best to try to deliver that each and every week. You know, I've mixed it up. This last year I've incorporated live streams, which is a great way to do Q&A sessions with people on collecting. I've done over 20 of those. I try to do those every other week now. You know, a year ago I was scared to death of doing live streams. Now I'm pretty confident in it. I'd like to take it to the next level and offer some different live streams. I've branched out even from YouTube and social media. You know, social media, I've done a lot of content on Facebook for free, and just uploading stuff. Just, you know, some people have praised some of the side videos that I've done there as another avenue. I've also balanced YouTube more with my family and my life, where I have a schedule now I think that works best. Even though sometimes there's content I want to create, with my schedule and stuff with my family, it's best to upload part-time and something to balance that with my family and my other activities. I will continue to grow this channel and make it the best I can. Connecting with people is super important with me. And I love talking on the camera. I love connecting with people. I love talking to people. And this actually, a small group setting is kind of my preferred preference when it comes to talking with people. That's why the classroom works with me. But what I like about a camera is that I can connect with a bunch of people but feel like I'm just talking to just one person. And so that's one thing that I really have tried to hone in on and work with. I feel like my strength of those discussions come from my counseling and come from listening to people and talking to others and working with others. It really has helped me kind of, as a YouTuber, be the best person that I can. And you know, with that being said, with the channel growing and stuff, YouTube has offered memberships as something that my channel could do. I didn't know a lot about it. I saw that other YouTubers were doing it. This is something, you know, I kind of looked at it like, okay, I see YouTube trying to incorporate like a Twitch aspect to YouTube. And Twitch is something that at this time, I don't have time for that. And I thought, okay, so maybe this is something that I could offer on my channel as just an additional option. I have a lot of people that always ask me, how can you support me? You know, and I had some other things in line. I have Patreon. I've had that since late 2015 as additional way people can support me. For as little as $1 a month, I offer an exclusive video. And that's something that, you know, has been there, always integrated into my channel. And so memberships for me was maybe just another option for people. And I didn't really think it through. The truth of the matter is, it was a happy accident. And I just filmed without a script. I just pretty much did a video and didn't really think twice about it. I just kind of did a video, offered memberships, and done. And you know, there always is going to be people out there to assault and attack other people that are successful. You know, and that's one thing that I have learned early on in my life. I was raised correctly in the fact that, you know, I always try to be positive and share my happiness with others, because I think that's important in life. I try to be positive. I try to be family friendly on my channel because I think that's the best thing for me to do in life, and to be happy for others, to encourage others. And I had a lot of immense support out there, you know, and there's always going to be people out there that are going to assault, they're going to be jealous, they're going to want their own fame. And it's, you know, it's really easy to say things behind an avatar, you know, and it's sometimes there's just going to be people out there, they're not going to be happy for anybody, even themselves. And, you know, they feel that their purpose in life is just to assault others. And, you know, that's just not true. You know, we have the ability to impact people. And, you know, I have chosen to try to be as positive as I can in my life and to share that with others. With that being said, I do think that the membership idea was kind of half-baked. And I thought about it, and I thought about it really hard. It really, the more I thought about it, the more I said, you know what, this is not a good match with my channel. I heard some feedback. I heard people loud and clear, especially the more reasonable people that were giving me some honest feedback. And so I decided to discontinue it. So that is something that is not going to be on my channel. I think people were confused with what I was trying to offer. I don't think I did the best explaining it. And that's that. And so this is just a kind of a long-winded rant, but I wanted to say I really appreciate people supporting my channel and supporting me along the way. And I'm not going to always get things right, and nor does anybody. It's a happy accident. I'm ready to move on, and I want to thank people for that, for continuing to support me. I look forward to doing many more videos. I have an awesome Sega video planned for this week, and I look forward to doing that, as well as some product reviews coming up. Thank you so much for people giving me the opportunity to entertain you. I look forward to it each and every week. This is the Immortal John Hancock. Thank you very much. Take care.